A short time ago here today, we spoke with retired General Michael Hayden, accused in today's report of providing misleading information in the past. He ran the NSA and was CIA director starting during the Bush era from 06 to 09. We talked to him about this torture report. He disagrees with the definition for starters, says what was carried out was not torture. We then talked about overall and global impact. How are we better than our enemies morally in light of what we all read about today?
Well, let me give you a startling statement, Brian. And look, everyone knows these things were very tough. I got involved in this very late in the program. I endorsed their use going forward in a very minimized form. So these decisions aren't taken lightly by anyone, believe me. But let me give you an odd calculus here, Brian. As bad as some people think CIA behavior was with regard to these 100 or so detainees, if everyone on the planet used CIA behavior as the model, the overall treatment of detainees on Earth would actually improve.
Should that be the standard, however?
Well, Brian, the standard was what is lawful, effective, and appropriate in a time of great extremists in the United States with 3,000 fellow citizens who've been murdered.
What if you, God forbid, members of your family had to undergo some of the treatments we are reading about in this report? Can you personalize it in that way?
I can, Brian, and clearly, look, Brian, we're people like you and all your viewers. We have a soul and a conscience too. We knew, as bad as these people were, we were doing this to fellow human beings. So don't ever forget that. Now, you asked me about my family members. I actually think, Brian, that my concern or my outrage, if that were ever done to any of my family members, would be somewhat muted if my family members had just killed 3,000 of my citizens.
You are foursquare in defense of everything, all of the physical activities described as torture contained in today's document. Support them then, support them now, and would do them again.
Hey, Brian, this isn't a response here about defending torture. I'm here talking to you about defending history. What we really could have used is a really non-political look at the CIA program. The one that was launched when this report first got underway. This report was supposed to have conducted interviews, hearings, and give recommendations. It doesn't have any of those. I was in government for 10 years after 9/11, and let me tell you a phrase I never heard from anybody in any position of authority. Whatever you guys do about this terrorism threat, please, please don't overreact. Never heard it, Brian.
Part of our interview today with retired General Michael Hayden, former head of the NSA and CIA.